Thanks for coming to my channel. Today I just wrapped, I didn't wrap, but we wrapped the play that I was in. We had a double billing with Black Stripe Theater in Tokyo, and we did two absurdist plays. The first one was a play called Out at Sea, and I can't remember the playwright's name. I should remember since it was the one that I was in, but it was called Out at Sea, and it was directed by Chris Parnham. And the other was The Lesson by a guy named Ionesco, and that was directed by Andrew Robinson, and it was a lot of fun. It was my first time really being on stage in a play. I was in a play earlier this year, Picasso at the Le Panagio by Steve Martin, and directed by Kelly. Oh my God, I can't remember her last name. But Kelly. It was directed by a woman named Kelly. Really nice woman. But I didn't have any lines in that. I was a movement actor, and I did some sort of just like kind of character work. But I wasn't actually like in the play proper. But did some kind of dancing. So it was a lot of fun. That was my very first play. This is kind of my first play was in the third or fourth grade. No, sorry. It was in the fifth grade when I was going to Atalaya in New Mexico, and me and some other students actually wrote a play called. Actually, the way I remember it, I wrote the play. I wrote the whole thing, but I think it was actually a group project. I'm pretty sure at 11, like I wasn't writing plays. I think it was a group project, but it was my idea to do it. And our play was called The Guillotine, and it was about a group of people on trial for like during the French Revolution or something like that, and we were trying to escape from the prison, and that was like the very first play I ever did. And then the next one was 19 years later, and it was great. I mean, I had so much fun. I actually played two characters, a postman and a butler, and it was a lot of fun, getting to be these two really kind of just absurd characters. And this was I'll just show you right now. Hey, Butler, could you come here?
Your Grace, what is it you need?
Well, I wanted everybody to get to see you and kind of, so they could kind of just see what you looked like and everything. I just thought it would be interesting.
But Your Grace, I haven't got my coat or my bow tie. I'm not a proper butler at the moment. I just was out watering the gardens.
Well, that's okay. Just say hi and maybe introduce yourself to the people out there, and just tell them a bit about yourself.
Why, certainly, Your Grace. What people are you talking about there? I don't see anyone.
Damn it, John. The camera. There's a camera right there. Just talk to it, and people will see. I mean, you can't see them, but they will see you. All right.
Certainly, Your Grace. Whatever you have to say, I will do it. All right. Hello, people. I am the butler for His Grace, Mr. Will, and I was out watering the garden earlier when he called me in. The other day it was rather strange. I found myself out at sea, and I was so worried, and a wave just washed me away. But I made it back, because I was not going to let His Grace go without the butler more than he needed to. I say, but I should go now, so I will leave.
Anyway, so something like that, and gosh, I'm probably gonna just cut all this. Well, I'm just gonna finish this. If you're seeing this and you didn't just see something a little bit strange, it means that I cut it. But if I don't cut it, then I'll cut this. So if you're seeing this, it means I cut something else and I didn't cut this. But if I didn't cut that, then you won't even know that this existed. So anyways, we did the play, and it was a lot of fun. And it meant I had to miss out on a couple of stand-up opportunities. I could have done another couple open mics and another show, but whatever. It was great getting to do the play. And I've got a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. What have you got? That's right, not a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. You see this? Like the bread? Bread in Japan is weird because it's all really thick. It's like super thick and like spongy, and they don't have all the like whole grain rye wheat stuff that we have. It's mostly just white bread. You can find like whole grain rye whatever or multigrain, but you have to go to like kind of more fancy stores for it. But like your average little market only has a really thick. I mean, it's delicious, but I don't think it's very healthy. Mmm. This is my poor man's dinner. Okay, so I do the play. I'm just trying to think what else has been going on that is of interest. I've totally, in the last couple of months, I've totally just stopped looking at news or anything like that because, for the most part, because it's just, I think, it's like, I was talking to my brother the other day. My brother lives in Japan. And we were talking about how there's still a lot happening in Fukushima, and there's still so much that people don't know about, and that people aren't talking about. And it's just, I have to be here. Like I can't leave. Like for one, right now my life is here. All the people that I'm really associating with. Like I mean, I have friends back home, but I have a lot of really close friends here. My girlfriend's here. I don't have money. Like even if I wanted to leave tomorrow, like I just simply couldn't because I don't have money to fly home and then to live for a month or two while I look for a job. I mean, I have a job here, and so it's just kind of like I have to be here, and I can't do anything about the radiation situation. I can't stop it. So me reading about it every day like doesn't help me at all. So I've decided to just ignore it for the time being. I mean, I'm aware that the situation isn't good, but I also know that beyond that, I mean, it's not. I mean, if anything, it's not going to kill me right away, right? Like, it won't kill me for like another 20 years or so. So there's that. And in the meantime, I can have do a lot of really awesome stuff out here. So that's what I'm trying to do. I was so like I haven't done one of these in a while, and I was just really looking forward to like coming home, and I was like I just did this play, and I was all pumped and everything, and um, I was just listening to the What the Fuck with Mark Maron, and he had this clip from an earlier episode he did with John Benjamin, the guy who voices Archer, and he did the convenience store guy in Family Guy. And he's just done a ton of voice work, and I guess he's also a stand-up comedian. And I mean, the guy, I mean, this is gonna sound so corny, but he just sounds cool. He has a cool voice, and he sounds cool, and he does these great characters, and it's just like, man, like I want to, like it's all I want in life is to kind of know, and I'm sure this is what most people want in life, is to just know where you fit in, to where like when someone calls you and they say, hey, can you do this thing? And you say yes. Like, that's what you know what I mean? Like, he's a voice actor. And that's what he is. He doesn't have to wake up and be like, oh, well, maybe I should give this up and go and be a fireman or something. That's what he does. And he's good at it. And people pay him to do it. And no one can do what he does, I think is what I'm getting at. I want to have that. I want to do something that no one else can do, so that people look for me and be like, hey, we need Will on this because Will's the guy who can do the thing. And right now, like every job I've ever had, anyone can do. you know. And maybe not anyone, not literally anyone, but many people, many people could do it. Pretty much anyone could teach English in Japan, and most people better than I, and anyone could work at Whole Foods, and again, many people better than I, and it's funny. It gets so frustrating sometimes because like you read about a lot of people like Phil Hartman or something like that. And they didn't start out doing what they ended up being great at. He didn't start out doing acting or comedy. He got into it later in life, but before he did that, he was a very accomplished graphic designer or something like that. And most people, it's like when they discover their true calling later in life, it's because they were already doing something else and that they acquired mastery at. It's very rare that you hear about someone finding their calling late in life, but they weren't ever really good at anything. But I can think of one example, and that's Ulysses S. Grant. And I mean, he was an accomplished, commander, and he fought in the Spanish-American War, and he did, he had done some things, but he wasn't like really great at anything, and he was a failed, businessman, and he was an alcoholic, and I think the list of negative qualities around Ulysses Grant far outweighed the positives that he planned. But once the Civil War happened, and not even in the Civil War, I mean, it took years before Lincoln ever passed on the Confederate, the Union Army to Grant. I mean, it was in the hands of I just read his name. I hate him so much. His name McClellan. It was in the hands of McClellan for what, like 3 years, something like that. And the guy just kept fucking everything up. So I guess at some point you gotta say, well, this alcoholic isn't gonna do any worse than this idiot. I trust a smart alcoholic over a moron most days. When it comes to commanding an army. But he excelled at that. And he probably would have made a good president if he just had better advisors. Anyways, so yes, I am going to be the Ulysses S. Grant of the comedy acting world. So watch out, people. I'm coming for you. Or something. Man, 15 minutes. How does it get to 15 minutes? And I feel like I really... should I be worried? I know Jordan might leave a comment here, but if anybody else wants to leave a comment, do I talk too much? Feel free to say yes. I think maybe I should set a goal for myself, like pick a topic. And I've said this before, and I even said it like at the beginning of this one. Pick a topic and just stick to it. 7 minutes or less, and that's it. So I'm going to do that. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.